Hello, Steve White, Steve White's 89. Well, the Joker. Just following up with the Joker. It is still raking in the money. He had another $9.2 million weekend after last week's $13.5 million weekend. So it's its drop off was only 31%. That's pretty good for I think it's 6 week. Started off with 96 million, then 55 million, then 64 million, then 29 million, and 19 and 13 and 19. So it's a drop off of 41, then 47, 37, 29, 31. So it's been pretty good. It's been a fairly slow sort of slide down. And currently, it is domestic 313 million, 0.5 million, 673 million worldwide. International and worldwide is 986.5 million. So it's definitely going to hit a billion. There's really no question. We all knew, well, after a while, we all knew it was heading there. It's just a matter of waiting. It's apparently the seventh highest grossing film of the year. It's the most profitable comic book movie ever. It's made more profit than Endgame and Infinity War because, unlike those films, they made a lot more money, twice as much more money, but they cost about 5 times as much to make. They cost like 500,000 or more to make, 500 million to make, whereas this film only cost 55, I think 45, 55 million. So that's interesting in itself. There is talk of a sequel. Apparently, they were talking of sequel when they were making it. They had ideas. They while they were in the sort of film and in the characters, Joaquin and that they were thinking of things where the character could go, things they could do with another film. So it's not impossible that there could be the germ of a sequel in there. Like so long as it was based on, I think, so long as artistically and creatively it was based on the character and idea and motivation, as opposed to just it made money. Like the studios will want to make more money. Um, as long as the filmmakers and Joaquin and that they have an actual artistic inspiration for doing it, I think it will happen. So I think we're going to get a sequel. I can't see why not. If they are inspired by the character, they think there's a lot more to his story and his growth and his evolution and what's going to happen to him, and also what did happen to him, because the film is a little bit ambiguous. Does the ending really happen? Is it in his imagination? Is it in his delusion? Is it really happening? Do we really have this revolution in Gotham, or is that just his fantasy? His what he wants. He wants to be important. He wants to be the catalyst for this change and this revolution. Did that happen? Is he still in the asylum? So I think there's a lot there that they're interested in. So I think we might actually get it. Now, I think, what are we doing? Domestic weekly. I'm going to look at what the weekly was. 137, then 80, 40, 27, 18, and the last one was 9. And that's a drop off of 41, 49, 33, 33, and 50. So the drop off's been fair, it hasn't been too bad. Had a couple of small drop offs, and then you sort of expect a 50%, I think, with films. And some do a lot worse, 50, 60, 70. Some drop off really hard, others not so much. It had a couple of weeks where it was less, like 40, 30, 33, but it's had a couple of weeks 50. So the drop off's been pretty fair. So it's not surprising that it's done this well. Once we got over the initial shock of how well it did, it was kind of clear it was going to have some legs, and I think we're going to get a sequel. I hope we get a sequel. I think it would be totally organic and totally work and not be contrived and just, it made money so we need to make a sequel. I don't think it has to go that way. The studios may go that way for them. That may be why they throw money at Joaquin and I forget the director's name, Todd Phillips, I think. They'll throw money at them for that. They will just beg them for it. But as long as they have a real reason, a real motivation to do it, I think it'll happen and it'll be good. So I'm getting excited. It's probably going to only be another week or two until it actually hits the billion mark. And at that point, I'll do another video, of course. And I think I'm going to try and work out at that point where it's at, like what films it's made more money than, what records it's broken, because there's lots of little stories and articles everywhere, and I haven't been able to catch up with them. And I've done a lot of Joker videos, so I sort of was just waiting for the $1 billion point, but I just wanted to just say, you know, how it's done this week, and that it's kind of exciting waiting for it to hit $1 billion. It's just, I'm just sitting there watching, looking at the box office and seeing, waiting, you know, just trying to work out how long it's going to take. And it's going to affect Hollywood quite a bit, because it's an R-rated film. It wasn't released in China. It isn't automatically getting a sequel due to just the, you know, just the usual sort of way they just do everything, and it's all very pre-planned and everything. It was just created as one film on its own, and it's just so different. And I think it's going to change how Hollywood looks at how they do superhero films and how they do films for a while, because they've gotten stuck in this giant box, this giant blockbuster sort of mold, and they're not as profitable as you think. And if you look at some people like Scorsese and that, they're not as artistically respected and sound as you might think as well. So I think we're going to see some changes. Joker's going to make a lot of changes. But I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to wait for it to hit $1 billion. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment. Comments are good. Let me know what you think. And thanks for watching, and let's just celebrate $1 billion.